Don't change the subject. Jacob glared at her with a belligerent outthrust of his whiskery chin. What have you been doing all this time? Effie held her breath, mentally counting to 10, as she faced her father-in-law's overt antagonism with an attempt at a smile. There was a full load. I couldn't leave Tom to see to it on his own. He's only a boy. He's 13, Jacob snapped. My Owen was working the boat from the age of 10. He was a wonderful son, and he could have done better for himself than marrying a girl from the workhouse. The accusation hit a nerve, drawing a swift response from Effie. If I was in the workhouse, it was through no fault of me own. You're a barmaid, and that's even worse. You set your cap at Owen because you thought you'd have an easy life with him. And you would have, if he hadn't been carried off by the same illness that took his ma. It was a bad day when he fell for your big brown eyes and all that yellow hair. I've always suspected that it's dyed. I was born with hair this colour, Effie protested. Living as we do, it would be impossible to keep it secret if I put anything on it other than lye soap. Don't you dare grumble about the way we live, my girl. You were quick enough to accept Owen when he proposed marriage. You didn't complain about the cramped conditions then, so don't you dare start now. This is my boat, and I can send you and your brother packing any time I feel so inclined. This harsh remark brought Effie's chin up. And how would you work the canals on your own, crippled as you are? Jacob's eyes flashed angrily. That's right. Throw my misfortune back in my face. I was a strong fella before the accident that broke both my legs. And I wouldn't have sat here listening to a scrawny wench criticising my vessel. As it is, I only keep you on out of respect for me dead son. And you never miss an opportunity to remind me of that fact, Effie cried, close to tears at the constant reminders of her husband's premature death. You never let me forget that I'm beholden to you. And you would leave me to fend for myself at the first opportunity. Don't pretend that you wouldn't. All I want is a decent life for Owen's son. And you're right, father-in-law. If I had a choice in the matter, I would leave you in this wretched narrowboat and take my son with me. All I wish for is the chance to raise my child properly and give him the opportunities in life that were denied to me. Surely that's not too much to ask. Poppycock, you want everything given to you on a plate. One day you'll flutter those long eyelashes at some poor bloke and he'll fall for your pretty face just like my boy did. You'll be off so fast it'll make my head spin. No matter that Owen would have wanted you to care for his old father. Effie turned away, sighing as she put Georgie down on the padded seat, which at night doubled for their bed. She knew that she would lose this argument, as she had lost so many in the past. She moved to the stove and lifted the lid from a bubbling pan, selecting a wooden spoon from an earthenware pot, and stirring the beef bones and vegetables that had been stewing gently all day. We'll have supper as soon as we've moved the boat to our berth in the canal basin, she said, in an attempt to steer the conversation onto safer ground. She had learned long ago that attempting to gainsay her father-in-law would only lead to further conflict. Jacob had ruled his family with a rod of iron, and Effie was convinced that Owen had secretly been afraid of his father, even after the old man had lost his physical strength. You should have seen to that the moment the last sack of grain was taken off, Jacob said impatiently. Where is that good-for-nothing brother of yours? He went to fetch Champion. Then for God's sake go out and hurry him along. The boy dawdles at the best of times. Effie did not dignify this unfair remark with an answer, and Georgie slid from the bunk to clutch at her skirts. He smiled up at her, as if in his baby way he understood that she was under verbal attack. She bent down to kiss his chubby cheek. Let's go outside, Georgie. We'll find Uncle Tom, and maybe he'll let you ride on Champion's back. And the child will fall off and break his neck, Jacob muttered. You'll be quite free from the Grey family then.